Ed here with the Digital Digest, and today I'm unboxing AVerMedia's live streamer Nexus. The AX310 retails for roughly $300 US. I'll include a link in the description. And in full disclosure, this was furnished to me by the manufacturer for review purposes. So what is the live streamer Nexus? Well, at the end of 2021, AVerMedia launched this product that aimed to deliver the capability of two of the best devices on the market, the Elgato Stream Deck and the Go XLR audio mixing deck, into a single device. And, on paper, that's exactly what they did. And AVerMedia's record in the gaming space is solid. They have a good reputation, but this was their first time delivering a product of this kind. And quite frankly, they're still the only ones on the market here in 2024 to offer something like this. So what are you getting here? You have a 5-inch touchscreen, which will be an interface for virtually anything that can walk through their software, 4 programmable soft buttons here. And then we have 6 hardwired audio level controls. So you can see 6 lines of input, but a single XLR, and you'll see this in a moment when I get this unboxed. And really, it's all about their companion software because, after all, that's the real challenge if you're going to take on Elgato's Stream Deck. Quick look at the side of the box. You can see we're going to get the Nexus, a magnetic stand that just makes it really more ergonomic depending on user likes and dislikes. USB 2.0 Type B to Type A cable, a little under 6 feet, a 3.5 mil TRS cable because they do give you an adapter in case you do not own an XLR microphone. And then you have a power adapter. Of course, this is a hardwired unit, your quick guide, and that's pretty much it. On the back of the box, you can see some detailed instructions, AVerMedia really being as direct as possible. And at launch, there were all sorts of issues getting this product off the ground. But again, here in 2024, the majority of those have been resolved, which is why I'm sharing this with all of you now, because this does have the potential to be one of the best products of its kind on the market, depending on your personal needs for streaming, having an audio interface. That's what it's all about. And it also, of course, has RGB if that's something you're after. After all, AVerMedia is a part of the gaming world, so no surprise there. But let's get this out of the box. This is something I have been intrigued by since it was launched, but, as someone who already owned Stream Deck products, and it just really wasn't a necessity for me. But now that I, plan to get into a little bit more streaming applications, products like this, I think, really start to pique interest, especially with the death of Go XLR. For anyone unaware, that is done. I'm trying to get this out of the box. It seems like it's going to prove more difficult than I originally anticipated. It's a very tight fit, but looks like I've got it now. And the other thing you have to take into account is pricing. Picking up an Elgato Stream Deck, let's say Plus, is going to set you back $200 retail. Then getting a Go XLR product, the spending just continues. So if you're able to get both of those products in something that's going to take up a smaller footprint in your workspace or play space, that's already a start. But if it ends up being a better marriage of those concepts, that's when things get really interesting. Now, what I can tell you, first at sight on this product, and it's not a surprise, is that it feels like, a well-made piece of hardware. I like the fit and finish. Nothing feels in any way, or having any corners cut is what I meant to say. Our user guide, I don't want to leave that out. And the magnetic base, again, that I mentioned earlier. So let me go ahead and just put that to the side, and let's talk about the actual hardware here. So the base, as you can see, is just going to give you a different way of positioning this based on how you plan on using it. So if you need more of an active visual look at the display, you're going to want to have it seated on the base. No question about it. And it is magnetic, so it will stay attached, as you're seeing right now. But let's say you don't want that. Let's say that's going to be more of an eyesore for you, and you don't plan on putting that much eye contact on this, set it and forget it style, the lower angle, I think, definitely gives you a suitable alternative. So let's peel off some of this plastic, because there is a lot. And remember, all of these control dials at the bottom are hardwired. You are not going to customize these, but I don't think that's an issue at all. I'm going to go ahead and reattach the base. We'll see how strong those magnets are. I have confidence. But you can see your mic, your line in, your console system, game, and chat. So I'll get into in my follow-up video, how all of this really operates. These are programmable as well. The back of the device is where all the I/O is, of course. So you've got a dedicated power switch, definitely a good thing. Your power connector, the barrel pin connector right there for the DC adapter, the USB Type-B connection cable. You have, and this is another nice part of it, optical output for console connectivity, rather input, I mean. And then you also have, of course, your line ins for additional audio, but these are not going to be additional microphones. So that's what you need to keep in mind. You can see the lettering here was obscured, but DC in, USB, console, line in, your mic. Now your XLR port here does come, or they have included with this, an adapter. I'm going to show you that in a second. Your line out and your headphone jack. So all the I/O I think is neatly addressed. The only thing is, and everyone needs to know this out of the gate, if you actually need more than one dedicated input for actual vocals here, for a person, a human being speaking, this is not the right device. And I could have said that at the top, but the whole premise here is that it's going to deliver something for streaming, not podcasting. But that doesn't mean that you can't use this for podcasting. Of course, you just need to know you're only going to have one XLR mic input. So in theory, not an ideal solution, but again, how are you bringing in your audio? And so that's part of it, right? In fact, that's all of it. So unpacking the rest here, the guide, I'll definitely be taking a look at. The AC adapter here, it looks like they've got some images of adapters. So it's a global product. And they're not in there, but they're just showing you how to attach them. Nice that we've got that. So always good for travel to have these guys. So this way you can adapt to wherever you are. Of course, I'm in the US. So we've got the lowest profile. Not bragging, I promise. If I can get this thing open. And then the adapter I was talking about before, this is critical because for all of you out there who do not have an XLR mic, but you have something with, a traditional 3.5 jack, they've given you a female adapter. You can pop, should leave this off for this part. You can pop that in. Once it's seated, go ahead and connect your microphone. So you do not have to have an XLR mic. It's good that they're, keenly aware that this is something you might want to grow with as well. But the idea of having, again, streaming chat from YouTube or Twitch on this live while you're gaming, or, of course, streaming, doing your podcast, but, maybe you've got video for that as well, it does make it a really flexible tool, more for the one-person show, no question. But there's your Type B to Type A USB cable. Go ahead and pop this on. I'm excited to test it out. Again, as a long-term Elgato user specifically, their whole host of products, I didn't grow out with it like a lot of people did, just because I did feel a lot of it was a gimmick. But Stream Deck has always been in my arsenal. I now have a Loop Deck product as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how this fares. Now, all of those I feel like are their own ecosystem, and that's something you buy into too. So part of my review of this will be discussing, how far this software has come since that late 2021 launch. But ultimately, even if I am not overwhelmed with the software side of things, there is still an appreciation I know I'm going to have for having everything in one device. And that really is why it wears the Nexus tag. So Still an unmatched product. That's why here in 2024 I wanted to share it with all of you, because I think it still could be really compelling, especially if AVerMedia continues to update this product. But who knows? Gen 2 may not be that far off, although I haven't heard anything. Any questions or comments, please feel free to post them. Hit that like button. And as usual, please feel free to subscribe, and please stay safe. Later.